Merry Christmas all! Kellie Reynolds of Kelbell Studio here with the Christmas paper dress. This month we're going to be creating this, or I'll be showing you how to make this. I'm also going to probably create another dress because I wanted to use the red tulle. However, if I had used it on this one, it wouldn't be as elegant as I think this one is now. It would have sent it more to the cuter side of things, and I wanted elegant. Elegant is what I'm going for. So the template is going to be actually this top part here, and here's how it looks from the back. This gets a little tricky, so I am going to show you how to get this effect and also the little ruffle. I'll be going through that today, and then what I show you today for how to do this technique can be applied to anything else where the back is lower than the front, and you'll see exactly what I mean once we get into the video. So let's have some fun. This month's template is called Christmas Bustier. You can get this off my blog. I'll leave a link as always in this video and also in the description. So we're going to start from this point, which you already know how to do. I haven't done anything differently up to this point except for I've left the top of this open, and that's so that we can add our ruffle later. And when you're covering this, the way to do that, if it's not painfully obvious already, is you just don't put glue up here. So when you're applying your glue, you're applying it from about here down and then leaving this top part open. So I'm going to show you how to cover this back part because it presents a little bit of a challenge because it is lower than your top part, so you're not going to be able to cut it out the way you've been able to cut out your basic tank. So to do that, what you are going to need is you're going to need a separate piece, a separate back piece printed out. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my decorative paper, and this is a velvety, if I haven't said this already, velvet textured paper. How awesome is that to get at Christmas? I was in the store the other day and I can't find it now. What a bummer. Sadness. Anyway, you're going to overlay it on top, decorative side up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out this just like it is. When I'm cutting the bottom part here, I'm going to go slightly outside this line. I can trim this up if I need to, but I'm finding that cutting slightly outside this line makes it match up rather perfectly. The sides I'm going to leave open. I'm not going to cut them precisely. I'm basically just going to make a line so that I still have, so that I can cut this precisely once I get it glued on to this back piece, because what happens is this turns out to be a little wider once you've glued your tabs on. So you can't just take this piece, cut it out of your decorative paper and slap it on top and hope that it matches up, because it won't, unfortunately. So I need that piece. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, and then once I do, I'll show you what this piece should look like. So this is what this piece looks like. It's not precisely cut on the sides, but it is precisely cut on the top and the bottom. And if you want to see what the template looked like once I finished cutting it out, it looks like this. So you can see just barely there's a little bit of a margin. I didn't cut right on that line. This top part is cut exactly, and then I just cut straight down on the sides. So when you place this on here, if you do it the way I told you, then you can avoid stuff that looks like that. And you just fit this on. And I might have a little bit of trimming to do at the bottom, but for the most part, this is how I want it. So now you can go ahead, and we're going to apply our straps first, and then we'll glue this on. So don't glue this on yet. I'm going to be using 1/8 of an inch satin ribbon in red, and these little pieces are about 2 inches long. So what we want to do is we're going to glue them to this inside piece. So we're not gluing them to this top piece, we're gluing it to the bottom piece here, like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply my glue, put these two little pieces on here, and it should look like this. So once you get your straps glued on, you can go ahead and glue this back piece. Glue that on. So once you get this glued on the way you like it, now you're ready to just trim up the sides, and I'm not going to do this on camera because it's a lot harder to show you and get it right than it is to just do it and come back and show you what it looks like. So you're just going to go trim closely to the edge of your top piece, and then once it's trimmed up, it looks very nice. Now we are ready to add our ruffle here. So how I've prepared that is it's just a strip of paper that I'm going to go ahead and fold over on each side, and then just pleat like this. And just keep doing it until you finish. And then once you get this pleated the way you like it, you can just slip it in here. And I know that this is a little bit too long, which I did on purpose because I'm going to edge it with some scallop. So I'm just going to take my scallop scissors and go ahead and cut along here as best I can. I'm only going to do this once, so if it still needs trimming, then I'll trim from the bottom instead. And if I do have to lift my scissors, then I'll just go ahead and place them place the blade where another scallop was and match it up as best I can. So here I've got this. And it still might be looking a little bit too long. So in that case I would just trim up the bottom, and I am going to probably end up going ahead and doing that. So basically you're going to trim it to the length that you want it and then go ahead and just glue it right in there. So I've gone ahead and added a little flat back Swarovski crystal to this, and I'm ready to finish this up by adding a little glitter to this top part, and I'm just going to basically go around the perimeter as soon as I can get this to come out. I'll go around this top part with a little stickle. And I went ahead and added a little bit of glitter to the ruffle part itself. And when I add the stickles, I even go around these sides, so don't discount those side parts. Of course, the back, and back to the front again. I'm ready to add a skirt to this. So once you get your top done and you're happy with that, you can move on to the skirt. This is what my skirt looks like after I've glued my two pieces together, and what this is it's my pleated paper. This is one side, this is another side, and you just glue them together to make your dimensional two-sided dress. So how this looks, I haven't glued it on yet, obviously, you can see that, is I've decided I'm going to tuck mine up underneath. So once I get it glued on, it's going to look like this. And I'm resisting the urge to embellish this any further by putting red tulle around this like I had originally planned. So I'm going to do a second dress. If I put the red tulle around this, it's going to send it more to the cutesy side of life instead of the elegant side of life, which is really what the look I'm going for this particular dress. So once we get this on, we can put a little ribbon around the bottom and call it done. So just go ahead and do that. So here's what it looks like glued on. Got a nice little you know, double-sided dress. So the next thing, or the last thing I'm going to do, is take some 1/8 of an inch ribbon and wrap this around the bottom. And I'm going to create just a little bit of a dip by flipping this up and wrapping it around like that. And that should finish this off. And once we have added the ribbon, this is what this lovely looks like. So we can go ahead and slip our hanger in. Absolutely divine, isn't it? Of course it is. Whoops. Anyway. So that's how that looks. Hope you enjoyed this one. Like I said, I will be creating another Christmas dress. I just can't help myself. I don't know if I'll do a video on it, but I'll definitely post a photo of it on my blog. So hope you enjoyed making this dress. Good luck and Merry Christmas. Thanks for joining me.